Something absolutely huge is happening right now in the world of energy. For the first time in over 50 years, a king that has reigned for decades has officially been dethroned. We are living through a historic transfer of power, and we're going to break down exactly how it all happened. It really all starts with this one number, 100%. Now, what do you think that could possibly represent? Whatever you're guessing, it points to one of the biggest milestones in the entire history of energy. That's right. In the first half of this year, 100% of the world's new demand for electricity was met entirely by renewables. Just let that sink in for a second. As the whole world needed more power, every single new watt came from clean energy. This isn't some future prediction. This is what's happening on the ground right now. So that incredible statistic brings us to our first big point. We are living through a truly historic power shift. A monarch of the energy world is finally, after decades, giving up its crown. For more than 50 years, coal was king, the undisputed champion, the world's #1 energy source. But that era, it's over. As of this year, renewables, we're talking solar and wind, have officially generated more electricity than any other source on the entire planet. The new leader has definitely arrived. So the big question is, how? How in the world did renewables take the throne so quickly? Well, the answer is honestly one of the most stunning economic stories of our lifetime. Just take a look at this timeline. It's almost hard to believe. Since 1975, the cost of solar energy has dropped by, get this, a staggering 99.9%. A technology that was once ridiculously expensive is now one of the cheapest forms of energy on Earth. This isn't just a price drop, it's a complete economic revolution. And this isn't just some temporary blip. Experts are pretty sure we've hit a major turning point. As Malgozada Waitress Mathika, a senior analyst over at the energy think tank Ember, says, this is the beginning of a shift where clean power is keeping pace with demand growth. In other words, clean energy isn't just an alternative anymore. It's becoming the default. And this massive economic shift isn't just happening in a handful of wealthy countries. No, this is a truly global phenomenon. And, as you're about to see, some of the biggest players in this game might actually surprise you. Just take a look at China. Now, even though they're also adding new coal plants, the pace of their clean energy rollout is just mind-boggling. Last year, China added more new renewable energy than the entire rest of the world combined. This build-out was so massive, it actually cut their fossil fuel use by 2%. And here is a statistic that might just flip your assumptions upside down. Where is most of this new solar power actually being generated? It's not in the world's richest nations. A clear majority, 58%, is now in lower and middle income countries. This is where the revolution is really catching fire. And why? Well, because the benefits are just enormous. For countries that have to import their fossil fuels, renewables mean energy independence. They don't have to spend precious foreign currency to buy coal or gas from someone else. And, maybe most importantly, you can build a solar farm way faster than the 10 to 30 years it can take to finance and build a giant thermal power plant. If you want a killer example, look at Pakistan. In a single year, the country imported enough solar panels to generate 17 gigawatts of power. To put that in perspective, that's about 1/3 of the country's entire existing electricity capacity. In 1 year. That's the kind of insane adoption speed we're talking about. But the story isn't all sunshine. The transition to clean energy isn't happening uniformly across the board. There are definitely some challenges on the horizon, creating what you might call an uneven gale. Okay, so here's where the story gets a little more complicated. While solar costs just keep falling off a cliff, the price for wind turbines and all their infrastructure, well, it just hasn't seen that same dramatic freefall. This creates a real challenge, especially for what you'd call wind belt nations, places like the UK and Norway, who are really counting on wind power to hit their clean energy targets. So this all leaves us with a pretty crucial question. We've seen this monumental shift, a new king crowned, all driven by the incredible economics of solar. But with solar soaring and wind hitting some serious headwinds, what does the future of a balanced, reliable, clean energy grid actually look like? That's the challenge that lies ahead.